Let's bring in Shane Bacon. He is the golf analyst for Fox Sports, and we're going to talk some PGA. Shane, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you guys?
Great. Hey, let's start, if you don't mind, with Tiger. Not a very good round in Kohler, Wisconsin. Shot a 75. Really couldn't make a putt, could he?
Yeah. We have to start with Tiger, don't we?
No, let's don't. Forget about that. Forget about Tiger. Let's start with Dustin Johnson, who goes out and shoots a 66 for the third time in a major this year. That's never happened before in the modern era of golf. Dustin Johnson blew the 2010 U.S. Open at Whistling Straits because he couldn't tell a bunker from a fairway, and it wasn't his fault. The bunkers is the same way over there. Do you think that helped Dustin Johnson because of what he went through at Whistling Straits, or is what he has experienced this year where he blows it on the weekend, is that going to hurt him more?
You know, none of the way he plays early ever surprises me. I mean, the guy is obviously one of the best in the world. I mean, there's obviously no question about that. And if you look at, his wins in the non-majors, it's easy to see. It's just with him, you have to wait. I mean, you have to wait till late Saturday or early Sunday to really get a feel for it because, as we've seen, as you've mentioned, the guy can get off the start through 36 holes of the British Open. It looks like he was going to run away with it. And it just doesn't seem like he can close out in the major. So, a great round and everything, but to me it just kind of, that's a Thursday. And Dustin, when he plays well, is going to shoot a number like that. And I have to wait 2 more days to see what's going to happen because even with the 3 or 4 shot lead going to the final round, I don't think any of us would be totally comfortable saying he's going to go on to win it.
I was having some fun with Les, but he was right that Tiger went into this tournament saying that he didn't really have high expectations. He's lowered his expectations, and there's a reason why he went out and shot a 75. He's reworking his swing, his body, everything else. Shane, I have a feeling, I wonder whether you agree or disagree, that not only will he not win another major, I don't see him winning another tournament with that game.
I don't see him winning anything right now with anything close to how he's played. I mean, we're celebrating him finishing 30th. I mean, really, we're celebrating when he finishes a tournament, 4 rounds in. I mean, his golf game is so lost, and, I mean, you can really see it. When you just watch the guy play, I mean, just look at his face and look how disappointed he is and really how lost he looks and despondent out there. I mean, this is a guy that was the favorite every time he played in these things, and now you're just hoping he can respectfully play golf for 36 holes. If he makes the weekend, that's great. But, golf is so mental. I mean, more than any sport in the world. You're really hitting a golf shot in a 4-hour round of golf for about 90 seconds. That you have to be thinking about the way you're playing the whole time. And when Tiger gets between the ropes during a tournament and during a championship, it just doesn't seem like he's able to put what he has in his mind, to his golf game and to work. And that's what we're seeing right now. And he can talk about how good he's hitting it at the range and when he's back home in medalist and all that stuff. But at these tournaments, the guy is lucky to break par, and if he does, he's not going to do it for 4 straight days.
Shane, of those who are at or near the top of the leaderboard in Kohler, who do you think is best suited for this course? Who's going to be there on Sunday as well?
Well, I mean, you have to say Dustin Johnson just because he was, as Woody mentioned, he was so close here in 2010. I mean, I think Dustin is the guy that was the favorite for a lot of people headed in, and then he goes out there and shoots 6 under. My pick for the week was Jason Day, and he was really impressive today as well. With a course like Whistling Straits, the draw is just as much important as it is the British Open, and the morning guys on Thursday got the good draw. The winds picked up this afternoon. You're seeing guys go out there, nobody really going low except David Lingmars. I mean, it is about the draw and about if you get in with good conditions. And so far, early, late, looks like the good draw. So Dustin and those guys are going to go out tomorrow, and it doesn't look like the wind's going to blow with them.
Does Rory look healthy to you, Rory McIlroy?
Yeah, he looks fine. I mean, he's playing fine. He's hit some good golf shots. He had to go in the lake on 5 and kind of hit a funky shot out of the water and hit a really good shot. He looks fine. I mean, my thing is, when you take a lot of time off when you should be playing, when you're used to playing, like these guys do late in the summer, through the Bridgestone, obviously the British Open and now into the PGA, taking that amount of time off, it's going to be tough to get back into that mindset when the actual tournament starts. I thought he's played fine, and my point on Rory was, if he hangs around for 2 days, then he can kind of get going. I just think it's going to take him a little bit of time to get back into that competitive tournament real feel with his golf game because he's taken so much time off of the injury.
Shane, I've always had a theory, and you're obviously more of an expert on it than I am, that the PGA is the one tournament that's kind of open to more guys. That the Masters, because of guys with experience, and you usually see the same names at the top of the board. The British Open is somewhat like that. The U.S. Open is so difficult. The PGA seems more like a regular tour event, and the first early scores that I saw today, guys were taking Whistling Straight, which was, I thought, a tough course at the U.S. Open, and kind of tearing it apart. Is this, even though you said Dustin Johnson, Jason Day, some usual names, do you think that there's somebody that can slip in the back door there, because the PGA seems to be more of a every man's kind of tournament to me?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, if you just look at the past winners, I mean, just look. I mean, you get guys like Y. Yang, Sean McKeel, Rich Beek, David Toms. I mean, you know, the random winner takes this major more often than the other one. And I think it's a mix of, as you mentioned, it does feel a little bit more tour-like. The PGA of America has tried to toughen up the courses and the test as of late. And as you mentioned, Whistling is really tough when the wind blows. But you know, I think the tour is more open these days. I mean, I think, you know, during Tiger's era, there was 20 or 25 guys that you think could win if Tiger didn't play great, and then there might be a random major winner every now and again. You know, when Nicklaus and Watson and those guys played, there was 20 guys, and that was about it. Now I think there's 100 guys that think they could win every major, and there's probably 50 guys that didn't get into the tournament that if they were there feel like they could compete as well. I mean, I just think golf is so tough, and it's one of the reasons I don't get on some of the guys as much that don't have major wins, because I just think there's so many guys that could go out and get hot and run away with one. I mean, there's going to be so many one-hit wonders in majors. I mean, think about Jason Duffner and Keegan Bradley, Webb Simpson, names like that, who could easily not win another major in their career. And I think we're going to see guys continue to add their names to that list, because if they have that hot week and it happens to be a major, especially a PGA Championship, they can leave with the trophy.
Hey, Shane, really appreciate your time. Thanks for checking in with us.
It's always great.
Absolutely. Woody, congrats on 500 wins. I heard people were all fired up for it, and I'm fired up for you too, man. That's
got awesome. A trophy right here, too,
yeah,
Shane.
Well, I hope you have. Yeah, that ranks right up there with Jack Nicklaus's majors.
I think so. It's right there with them. 18 majors, 500 wins. I think they're about the same. Well,
Shane, where can people go to read your stuff?
If you go to foxsports.com, under the golf page, a lot of my stuff's under there. If you follow me on Twitter, it's Shane Bacon. I normally send my stuff out on that as well, and I'll write some stuff this week on this championship. It should be a fun one, arguably. Like you said, the leaderboard's packed.
That's great.
Beautiful. Thanks, Shane.
You had us at Bacon.
Hey, thanks, guys.
We'll talk to you later. All live guests brought to you by Papa John's, the official sponsor of the Colorado Rockies baseball team. The day after every Rockies win, you get 50% off your price if you order online at papajohns.com. You have to use the promo code ROXWIN, ROXWIN.